The disappearance of University of Pittsburgh student Sudiksha Kanenki has captured national attention as new details emerge about her final moments on a beach in Punta Cana. What started as a spring break vacation turned into a tragedy that has left family, friends, and authorities searching for answers. Today, we're diving into the witness testimony that sheds light on those terrifying final moments before Sudiksha vanished. In the early morning hours of March 5, 2025, after a night of celebration at a local nightclub, most of Sudiksha's friends returned to their hotel around 5:55 a.m. But Sudiksha, a 20-year-old student, remained on the beach with Joshua Riibe, a 22-year-old college senior from Minnesota whom she had just met that night. According to Dominican Republic authorities, what happened next would become the focus of an intense investigation. Riibe, who has been cooperating with authorities, provided a detailed account of those final moments to prosecutors. According to the transcript obtained from Dominican Republic sources, Riibe confirmed that he and Konanki had been drinking throughout the night and shared a kiss on the beach before deciding to go for a swim. It was during the swim that disaster struck. A big wave came and hit us both, then the tide pulled us into the ocean, Riibe told prosecutors. When we surfaced, we tried to plead for help, but there was no one there. This statement paints a picture of a sudden and unexpected danger that caught both swimmers off guard. The power of ocean currents, especially in the early morning hours when lifeguards aren't typically on duty, can be deceptively strong. What makes this case particularly interesting is that Riibe isn't just any witness, he's a pool lifeguard with training in water rescue. He described using his skills to try to save Konanki, stating, "I held her under my arm and swam to get her out of the water." This rescue attempt, however, came at a cost. I was trying to make sure that she could breathe the entire time. That prevented me from breathing the entire time. And I took in a lot of water, he explained to investigators. According to Riibe's testimony, he believed he had successfully rescued Konanki from the dangerous waters. "When I finally touched the sand, I put her in front of me. Then she got up to go get her stuff since the ocean had moved us," he said. This moment is crucial to understanding the timeline. Riibe claims Konanki was conscious and mobile after the rescue attempt, even noting that she was not out of the water since it was up to her knee. She was walking at an angle in the water. The final interaction between the two, as described by Riibe, was brief and inconclusive. "The last time I saw her, I asked her if she was okay. I didn't hear her response because I began to vomit with all the water I had swallowed," he recounted. "After vomiting, I looked around and I didn't see anyone. I thought she had taken her things and left." This statement suggests that Riibe believed Konanki had safely exited the water and departed from the beach on her own. "After I saw her walking away, while she was walking in the water, I never saw her again," he told prosecutors. Following this, Riibe said he passed out on a beach chair, exhausted from the rescue attempt and the water he had ingested. Surveillance footage later showed him returning to his hotel room several hours later. Dominican authorities have stated that they believe Konanki died by drowning, though her body has not yet been recovered. The search operation has been extensive, with civil defense canine units combing the beaches and surrounding areas of Punta Cana. Images from the search show the difficult terrain and conditions that rescue teams are navigating in their efforts to find the missing student. It's important to note that authorities have stated Riibe is not considered a suspect in Konanki's disappearance and that he has been cooperating with the investigation. However, the prosecutor's office has indicated that they are conducting multiple investigating steps that extend beyond a possible accidental event. This suggests that while drowning is the presumed cause, investigators are exploring all possibilities. The parents of Joshua Riibe released a statement expressing their condolences to Konanki's family and defending their son's character. "He is deeply dismayed by her disappearance and has fully cooperated in the search," Albert and Tina Riibe said. "His faith and values have guided his path, and those who know him can attest to his integrity and good heart." However, the statement also raised concerns about how the investigation has been conducted. Despite his full willingness to cooperate, Josh has been detained under irregular conditions and subjected to extensive questioning without the presence of official translators or legal counsel until Wednesday, his parents alleged. This claim raises questions about the procedural aspects of the investigation and whether proper protocols were followed during witness interviews. The Riibes emphasized their desire for transparency, stating, "We recognize that this is a complex and painful situation for all parties involved, and we trust that the investigation will be conducted with transparency and justice. Our only interest is that due process be respected and that actions be taken with the fairness that the situation requires." What makes this case particularly heartbreaking is the contrast between the carefree spring break atmosphere and the tragedy that unfolded. Spring break is typically a time of celebration and relaxation for college students, a brief respite from academic pressures. For Konanki and her friends, the trip to Punta Cana should have been filled with memories of beautiful beaches and fun experiences. Instead, it has become a nightmare scenario that no family should have to endure. The timeline of events raises several questions that investigators are still likely exploring. Why did Konanki and Riibe decide to go swimming at such an early hour, especially after a night of drinking? Were there warning signs about dangerous ocean conditions that went unheeded? And perhaps most crucially, if Riibe's account is accurate and Konanki was able to stand and walk after being rescued, what happened in those moments after he lost sight of her? Ocean drownings can be complex events. Even strong swimmers can be overwhelmed by unexpected currents, waves, or riptides. The fatigue from a night without sleep, combined with possible alcohol consumption, could have impaired both individuals' judgment and physical capabilities. Medical experts note that drowning doesn't always look like the dramatic thrashing portrayed in movies. It can be silent and quick, with victims unable to call for help as they struggle to keep their heads above water. There's also the phenomenon known as secondary drowning, where individuals who seem fine after a water incident can develop pulmonary edema hours later as water in the lungs causes breathing difficulties. This raises the possibility that Konanki may have appeared okay immediately after the rescue, but could have experienced complications afterward. The search for Konanki continues, with Dominican authorities utilizing various resources to try to locate her. The beach where she disappeared is part of a stretch of coastline known for its beauty, but also for potentially dangerous conditions, especially during certain tidal patterns. Local residents familiar with the area have noted that the particular section where the incident occurred can have strong undertows that might not be apparent to visitors unfamiliar with the location. For Konanki's family, the wait for answers continues. The University of Pittsburgh community has rallied around them, offering support and holding vigils for their missing student. The university released a statement expressing concern and noting that they are in contact with the family and relevant authorities to provide any assistance possible. This case highlights the importance of water safety, especially in unfamiliar environments. Travel safety experts recommend never swimming alone, avoiding ocean swimming at night or early morning hours when visibility is reduced and lifeguards aren't present, and being cautious about swimming after consuming alcohol. They also suggest researching local beach conditions before traveling and heeding any posted warnings about currents or tides. As the investigation continues, both families involved are experiencing different aspects of this tragedy. For Konanki's loved ones, there is the agonizing uncertainty of not knowing exactly what happened to their daughter, sister, and friend. For Riibe's family, there is the stress of having their son involved in an international investigation and the scrutiny that comes with being the last person to see someone alive. The statement from Riibe's parents concluded with a heartfelt message. We express our deep sorrow and solidarity with the family of Sudiksha Kanenki during this painful time. Above all, we wish to contribute to the search efforts and understand the anguish and uncertainty they are going through, and we share the hope that Sudiksha will be found as soon as possible. As we follow this developing story, it's important to remember that at its center is a young woman with dreams, aspirations, and a future that was tragically cut short. Sudiksha Konanki was more than just a headline. She was a student pursuing her education, a daughter, a friend, and a member of a community that is now mourning her loss. The investigation into Konanki's disappearance serves as a sobering reminder of how quickly circumstances can change and how precious life is. As authorities continue their search and investigation, we can only hope that they find the answers that will bring some measure of closure to all those affected by this tragedy. For now, the beaches of Punta Cana continue to be searched, with the hope that more evidence will emerge to help piece together exactly what happened in those early morning hours of March 5th. The testimony provided by Joshua Riibe offers one perspective on those final moments, but as with many cases involving disappearances, the full truth may be more complex than any single account can capture. As this case unfolds, it reminds us all of the importance of looking out for one another, especially in potentially dangerous situations, and of the unpredictable power of nature that demands our respect and caution. Our thoughts remain with Sudiksha's family during this unimaginably difficult time.